Welcome to my anxiety chapter. My name is Holly, and it is my goal to raise awareness and to tear down stigmas about Christian mental health. Welcome to my anxiety chapter. I wish I can say that my anxiety is really something new. I may mention in passing that I've dealt with depression, but I've never been an overly anxious person. While this is mostly true, it is not the full picture. Anxiety became more on my radar during COVID, but if we're being fully raw and honest with ourselves, it goes back a long time before. Now, I cannot and will not completely blame the surgeon for my anxiety now, but he put me down a path that sure led up to it. When I was pregnant, my senior year of high school, yes, I know I'm off to a great start selling myself. Anyways, I had some issues with food. Now, I had them a long time before, and I was having awful stomach cramps, and my mom called the emergency room just to get their opinion. They thought I was having a miscarriage. Diagnosis? Possible gallbladder attack, which apparently is common in pregnancy. I had an ultrasound done a few days later, and it was really inconclusive. They could see a smidge of something, but did not know what. I ended up being a high-risk pregnancy, always in preterm labor. Nothing was done about my supposed gallbladder issue. And honestly, I think the issues were food intolerances. I have been through so many tests and scans in my early teens with no answer why my stomach hurt more than it did not. But it was not life-altering, just inconvenient. I miss that inconvenience now. Now, what does this have to do with anxiety, you may ask? Let me fast forward to after my son was born. I mentioned in passing to my doctor that my stomach was still cramping up, so he referred me to the surgeon in town. The surgeon outright admitted in my consultation that based on my symptoms, he did not think I needed for certain to have my gallbladder out, but it would probably be a good idea. He ordered a scope of my stomach to be done on the same day as the surgery, just to rule out other possible issues. White pockets were found in my stomach, and a rush biopsy was pushed. Nothing conclusive. So he told me he needed to go ahead and take the gallbladder. I was young, trusting, and thought, no big deal. Now, this same surgeon had performed a cousin's gallbladder surgery, as well as several friends of mine. Every single one, he showed the stones to either them or the family there. He had nothing to show us, except the pictures from my scope. Did I really have a stone? Looking back at my symptoms and the hell that I am in now, I truly wish I had never had the surgery. And I can't help but wonder if they pushed it knowing I was young, dumb, and on state insurance that would pay 100%. I promise, I am getting to the point about anxiety. So apparently 1 in 4 people end up with IBS after having their gallbladder out. I was one of those. I ended up with awful IBS-D. I'm sure you can conclude what the D stands for. I went back to the same doctor who put me on some meds that did nothing. No other support was offered. My family doctor was not very well equipped either. I had a colonoscopy done later to rule out other issues. Same results. I had IBS-D because of the lack of a gallbladder. Here is where the anxiety started coming in. Within a year of the surgery, my life was greatly different. I would be having a flare and be afraid of being away from the bathroom. It started off small, after eating out, getting stuck waiting for a train, long car rides, a line at the bathroom. And then it started escalating to where I would think I was about to smear my undies just when I was in a position where I couldn't go to the bathroom, even when I didn't even need to go. Over the years, I figured IBS was causing bathroom anxiety. I wasn't anxious over other things, just not being close to a bathroom. I tried prescriptions, probiotics, learning not to eat when leaving the house. I knew it was better if I was the one driving and in somewhat control over the car. It got so bad that I can literally no longer tell if it was just my worry that made me think I desperately needed the bathroom, or if it was a real event where I better get there and sat down without a second thought. The physical feeling was so real. And it doesn't always matter if I tell myself by logic there's nothing left in my system to even need an emergency evacuation. Bad digestive days started ruling even if I left the house. Thankfully, by now, I was working fully remote. Even just thinking it could turn into a bad digestive day, it would hold me captive at home. My worries about bathrooms even prevented me from going to the hospital sooner when I had COVID. I was worried about having to use the bathroom on the way there, even via ambulance. Or how would I get home? Because my family was also very sick, and I didn't think they'd be able to come get me, and a stranger would have to make 18 bathroom stops. In the end, I ended up so sick and near death, I did end up calling 911, and I was so out of it that I did make the 45 minutes to the hospital with no issues. Severe dehydration, pneumonia, and my liver and kidneys were shutting down. So I wasn't so anxious about the bathroom by then. But that anxiety could have cost me my life if I had held out any longer. Over the last 3 to 4 years, I have begun to question if my bathroom issues were made worse by anxiety or if I was anxious simply because I had bathroom issues. Talking with others online, I have learned I am not alone, and there are others who have the exact same issues with anxious bathroom flares. Now, my anxiety has taken on a whole new persona, and it has gone far beyond just my bathroom issues, and they don't even immediately go to a phantom gotta poo feeling. And I think that's enough talking about my nasty digestion, and we can move on to talking about anxiety, hopefully without bathroom talk. But alas, they are still connected, maybe just not as tightly intertwined.